This week, what will the HECM program look like under a Trump administration? We'll give you our take after this short message.
Building relationships is the way Mutual of Omaha has grown into one of the leading financial services companies in the world. Our reverse mortgage wholesale division is proud to carry on this 100-plus year tradition. To your borrowers, a reverse mortgage is more than a transaction. It's a promise of a better, more stress-free life. Our goal is to provide you, our valued client, with the best service and support possible so you can focus on helping your borrowers achieve the retirement of their dreams.
Welcome back to the Industry Leader Update. Last Tuesday was a political earthquake. President-elect Donald J. Trump will be serving his second non-consecutive term beginning in January. The salient question for reverse mortgage professionals and HECM originators is what impacts his presidency and administration will have on the FHA home equity conversion mortgage program. Are past results indicative of future performance? We certainly hope not. Now, presidents nominate their cabinet members to enact the administration's agenda, and those selections are often announced in the months leading up to the inauguration. On December 5, 2016, then President-elect Trump announced that Ben Carson was his choice to be Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. While Carson was certainly a skilled neurosurgeon and an academic, he had no prior experience in housing policy. His selection elicited scrutiny from some members of the Senate during his confirmation hearing. But the most memorable change during the first Trump administration for the HECM professional was, of course, the watershed October 2017 reforms to the home equity conversion mortgage. It was Mortgagee Letter 2017-12, released in August 2017, that spelled out the changes to the HECM, which went into effect on October 1, 2018. Those changes reduced the HECM's interest rate floor from 5% to 3%, reduced principal limit factors, and increased the initial FHA mortgage insurance premium while reducing the ongoing premium rate. The president's budget clearly stated that the program needed reforms in fiscal year 2018. The May 2017 presidential budget noted, since the passage of the Reverse Mortgage Stabilization Act in 2013, FHA has implemented several changes to strengthen and enhance the HECM program. Further changes will continue into fiscal year 2018. So were the HECM reforms that dramatically curtailed HECM production enacted at the behest of the Trump administration itself? A January 2021 Realtor.com column may shed some light on that question. I don't think there was much accomplished because the president wasn't interested in policy one way or another at HUD. The president and his team weren't interested in getting into the weeds on domestic policy, said Tony Campbell, a professor of political science at Towson University. In other words, the particulars of how to meet the administration's budget directive appear to have been initiated by top HUD leadership, of course, under the direction of then Secretary Ben Carson. Now, that would be consistent with the president-elect's leadership style. That is, to issue a broad mandate and then leave the details to be worked out by his appointed agency heads. However, in prepared remarks for an April 2019 Urban Institute forum, Carson praised the reforms in part of October 2017 for leaving a larger equity cushion, which would reduce claims against the MMI fund. And speaking of agency heads, who are some of the potential candidates that Trump may select to be our next HUD Secretary? Well, a few names rise to the top of the pack. First is Pam Patenaude. She was a deputy secretary at HUD during Trump's first term, and she has a long career in housing policy. Also, she has both experience and the conservative credentials, but might be seen as more of a moderate. Next is Robert Marbut, a homeless consultant known for advocating a tough love approach, which emphasizes temporary shelters over providing permanent supportive housing. Now, Trump could pick Marbut if he wants to focus on homeless policies on a national scale from a less traditional standpoint. And the third potential candidate for HUD Secretary is Lynne Patton. Patton served as Trump's campaign aide and worked in HUD's New York, New Jersey office. Ultimately, Trump's choice for our next Secretary of Housing and Urban Development would likely prioritize personal loyalty, alignment with his views on deregulation, and business experience. In the final analysis, HUD, as all other federal agencies, will be functioning under an administration that has vowed to right-size or reduce the size of government agencies, curtail cumbersome bureaucratic regulation, and a federal budget that will be strongly influenced by a private sector mindset. Now, what are your thoughts? You can leave your comments in the comment section below on what the Trump presidency may mean for the HECM program next year and beyond. Also, if you had shared this week's video on your LinkedIn network, we always appreciate those of you that do that. And we do have a YouTube channel where you can subscribe. And if you found value in today's video episode, be sure to hit the like button. That always helps our channel. Each and every week, we bring you the most recent reverse mortgage-related news in our weekly podcast, HECM World Weekly. We have both an audio and a video edition, so we encourage you to watch or listen. Thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to return next week for more reverse mortgage news, commentary, and analysis you'll only find here at HECM World. Have a great week.